Gloria Steinem Sparkplug feminist quotes. A woman without a man is like a fish without a bicycle. A lot of my generation are living out the unlived lives of our mothers. A feminist is anyone who recognizes the equality and full humanity of women and men. The first problem for all of us, men and women, is not to learn, but to unlearn. Some of us are becoming the men we wanted to marry. Feminism is not women as victims, but women refusing to be victims. Feminism has never been about getting a job for one woman. It's about making life more fair for women everywhere. It's not about a piece of the existing pie. There are too many of us for that. It's about baking a new pie. From now on, no man can call himself liberal or radical or even a conservative advocate of fair play if his work depends in any way on the unpaid or underpaid labor of women at home or in the office. We've begun to raise daughters more like sons, but few have the courage to raise our sons more like our daughters. Childbirth is more admirable than conquest, more amazing than self-defense, and as courageous as either one. I have yet to hear a man ask for advice on how to combine marriage and a career. We are the women our parents warned us against, and we are proud. When unique voices are united in a common cause, they make history. We'll never solve the feminization of power until we solve the masculinity of wealth. Women have two choices: either she's a feminist or a masochist. Now we know that, say, women can do what men can do, most folks would agree with that. But we don't know that men could do what women can do. Don't think about making women fit the world, think about making the world fit women. The first resistance to social change is to say it's not necessary. I began to understand that self-esteem isn't everything, it's just that there's nothing without it. The future depends entirely on what each of us does every day. A movement is only people moving. I myself cried when I got angry, then became unable to explain why I was angry in the first place. Later, I would discover this was endemic among female human beings. Anger is supposed to be unfeminine, so we suppress it until it overflows. I could see that not speaking up made my mother feel worse. This was my first hint of the truism that depression is anger turned inward, thus, women are twice as likely to be depressed. My mother paid a high price for caring so much, yet being able to do so little about it. In this way, she led me toward activist place, where she herself could never go. I assumed I had to get married. Everybody did. If you didn't, you were crazy. But I kept putting it off. I'm going to do it, but not right now. Until I was in my late 30s, and the women's movement came along, and I realized I'm happy. Not everyone has to live the same way. Any woman who chooses to behave like a full human being should be warned that the armies of the status quo will treat her as something of a dirty joke. She will need her sisterhood. A woman reading Playboy feels a little like a Jew reading a Nazi manual. If the shoe doesn't fit, must we change the foot? Her searches after knowledge were arbitrary and without context. It was as if she were shining a small flashlight of curiosity into the dark room of the world.